doing? My name is Squirrel. When I started cripping, we were all for one and one for all. So that means you was from Compton, whatever it was, you was still a Crip. But I stayed over here, what they call now the Overhill 60s. Back then, there was no Overhills and there was no Avenue 60s. So I joined the Crips over here on Harcourt. I went through the line and all of that too. We were just Crips. But we always went up out of our neighborhood to go do some damage, either if it was on the east side or to Compton. But Crips was always staying together. Now, as far as my best partner almost, rest in peace, Raymond Washington, the co-founder of the Crips. I think I was 18 years old, 71, and 72, I'm sorry, and I was at Tracy. I had 2 6 months to life. Back then, they would give you a life top to make sure you wouldn't make bail and all of that. So Raymond came there in about, I think he got there in about 73. And he was a likable guy. Everybody took a liking to him. He was joyful, he was playful. So, but he brought the thing into the system as the Crips. But Raymond was the first one up there. As far as I remember, they had BGF, which was really controlling the prison. They had the Mexican Mafia. They had the Nazis, they had the ABs, the errand boys. So when Raymond came in and with the new regime that was coming up was Crips. At first the Muslims didn't like it because we was on the yard one day and they approached him. We was all playing baseball. They approached Raymond and told him Raymond wasn't finna have that shit up in here. But Raymond was persistent. And since he was a likable guy, everybody really wanted to be around him. So it was a lot of dudes joining the Crips in the prison back then. Either it was out of for protection or anything else what anybody may join a gang in prison for. Now, what I really liked about Raymond is he was one of the first ones to originate families coming up to prison to see their families. He really the original one to arrange buses and things. Now, before I got arrested, I ran into Raymond and Tookie. We was in Compton. And I was part of that first crew that ran around, you know what I'm saying, snatching coats and things and doing things like that. And that's how really, it was a fun thing to join. You know, for me, it was a fun thing. It was just like with a group of guys. I mean, everybody joins a gang. A bingo club is a gang. You know what I'm saying? A credit union is a gang.
So police department.
That's what I'm saying. The police is a gang. Wearing my blue anyway. You know what I'm saying?
And they served you.
Thank you. Okay. So, actually, like I say, I grew up in an area that I knew only but blue. Then in '70, we had the Van Ness boys. BGFs, they call them now. We used to fight with one of them, Swig. He had the peg leg and stuff. So he was the one that really we was fighting with because that was closest to us. A lot of people don't know, since I was Crippin' back in '71, one of the first ones, we were Crips in the jungle. We were there before the Bloods got there. So a lot of people really don't know that. So in a sense, our only enemies at that time in the early '70s up here in the Overhills now was the BGFs and Inglewood. And Pyru's was in Compton. You was a Blood and you stayed on this side of town. All you had to do was say, man, I'm a Blood, but I'm staying on this side of town. So I can't really say how all these different sets started. But I think it started really in a sense, why it started, because jealousy, greed, the police started a lot of it, because the most feared gang in the prison system was the Crips. As far as the East Coast go, they are one of the biggest gangs, and like they start from the 1st Street all the way to 190th out there. East Coast was the largest. I can't say when they came on deck, but to me, anything outside of 60s, 8-Tray, and Hoovers, they had to prove themselves. That's why I think that all this other madness came in, killing each other, all of that, trying to get a reputation when we already had one up here. You know, that's what I believe. Today, there's no unity. Like right now, I still get my respect, but a lot of these youngsters don't know who I am. And if they would just correct themselves and be a man, you soldiers, man. One thing that hurt me, A young Crip said something to me when I asked him. I said, man, why you guys fighting each other? Why sets against sets? He looked at me. He said, oh, gee, you started it. And that hurt my heart. I don't know what he meant. I started it because I'm a Crip and he's trying to imitate me. I have 2 sons, one from Raymond Street. I had one, rest in peace, from PDL. So I have went through the generations of that. My daddy was a gang member. Guns don't make nobody. I have arthritis today from hitting so many dudes coming up. So I know you don't want to hit nobody. You want to shoot them. Case in point, I'm in this. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Be the man that you are, and don't be dictated and directed.
From a double OG.
From a double OG. The best time I learned my history was in the penitentiary, man, because when I got there, like I say, it wasn't any rips there. It was the, this is 70. I was 18. No, it was 72. I was 18 with 2 6 months to life. When I came up in the cell, a book came up under my door. It was a dictionary. Somebody came and talked to me about that. So either you was gonna be a BGF, or you was gonna be a Muslim, or you was gonna be a punk or a chump. Hey, just on a few important notes that days of my life, you know, in the penitentiary. Particularly Juneteenth. A lot of you blacks don't know what Juneteenth is. You know what I'm saying? There is no such thing as Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? So what it is, man, is your history. My black brothers, you don't have your history no more. Everything was stripped. Slavery has fucked us up because we do not have any unity, and we have not been it's been in depth in us not to be as close as we are. So, okay, now I'm gonna hang with my homeboys and think, but you got a family. It's money into gangs, but we not making any money. They making money on us. Yeah. We need funds to fight the gang. We need funds to get programs and things, which you know they ain't doing nothing like that. All these other things that's happening to us in the black community, uneducation, AIDS is man-made, but it's population control, blacks and Latinos. Now, I don't know when the first Latinos came into the Crips thing, but back then when I came up, it was a black thing to where it's like it was unity. That's why I think now, man, it's the change and it's the era that's different. So people gradually find different things. Like Juneteenth was a black celebration for us, but it really, Juneteenth originally came down from everybody had a big mama. And Big Mama was the one that kept the family together, and we always had like soul food. We had Sunday dinners and things.
That's right.
But Juneteenth, man, was something that was passed on to us for us to always remember.
That's right.
Because it never is a Juneteenth. So that's what I'm trying to say,
What
man.
happened to Black August?
Black August? All right, a lot of people don't know Black August.
I don't know myself.
Black August was in 1970, George Jackson.
Oh,
That's Black August. The reason why they call it Black August, man, because that was the bloodiest day and the most black men ever killed in the history of CDC. Any BGFs, like myself, you know what I'm saying, that's still affiliated with it, you remember that. Every August, we're supposed to wear something black, a stripe, in commemoration of George Jackson, which he was affiliated with the BGF. He's the one who originally started it, you know, with Angela Davis,
Panther
Party and things like that. His fight was really against the system because I think he had a little gas station robbery and had been down 11 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Now, I never did meet George Jackson personally, but if I had, I was 2 years, I came in 2 years after he died. That's why I say when you came to prison, a book came up under your door.
That's right.
Either you was gonna pick it up or you were gonna slide it back out.
Right.
I embraced it. I grew up in the penitentiary. I saw the Crippin' jump off in the penitentiary. Through my years of going back and forth to the pen, the Crips are the most notorious in the pen because of the white man put that label on us. The Crips made other groups come out. The BNGs, that was a group from up north. Okay, the Crips was giving so much problems up in there that they went to BGFs and tried to hook up and make things peaceful. That's how Damu came in. Was right there.
Damu was Swahili.
Swahili.
That's what I'm saying. So if you think about it, that's how it came in because they went to the BGFs because the Crips was giving them the blues.
All right, tell them that. Tell them what Damu is. Swahili for blood.
Damu, a lot of people don't know, Damu is Swahili for blood. BGF gave it, not gave it, but they gave that initiation because in prison when I was there, the Crips was raising so much hell with different people, especially from them boys up north. They didn't get along. So that's why they went to the BGFs, and they BGF hooked up with them. You had the VNGs, and then you have Damu, which right now a lot of dudes call themselves Damu and don't even know how their history started. So anyhow, man, I'm out, man, for right now.